I have between 3 and 4 different incomes coming in, and I would like to share that with people, ideals that people can come up with to make more money and either stay on their job or to give them ideals about starting up their own business. How you guys doing today? Beautiful day outside. But I know I usually put it out earlier than this, but now I want to kind of go into another direction. Instead of talking about how to buy a house or start renting or how to pay a house off, I think what I'm led to do is I want to start talking more about the ingredients of economics. What I mean is I want to talk more about how to make money and more so how to invest and ways to invest or ways or ideals to come up with about making more money or starting your own business up, things like that. The reason why I want to do that is because it's people, I understand they're in positions when you talk to them about buying a house, they're not even in a position to even get an apartment right now. So that's why I want to try to reach as many as I can in the position of where they're at, because the position that I'm talking about, I was there before. I was in a position that I wasn't in a position to even get an apartment, talking about buying a house. I was in a position that I had a job, but I still had to do work on the side to even make ends meet, because the job I was on was not even paying me enough money to even save. So when you talk about investment, I'm working a job that I don't even have the money to do any investment. So I want to talk more about the ingredients of economics than anything, because right now when you talk to a lot of people, you got people that's 70 years old that went back to work because the check that they have is not enough, and then you got people that move back with their parents and more likely not going to move out no time soon, because even though they got a job, the job is not paying them enough money to get their own apartment or to move where they want to move at. So that way I thought about it that I want to share with you all, because even myself, I have between 3 and 4 different incomes coming in, and I would like to share that with people, ideals that people can come up with to make more money and either stay on their job or to give them ideals about starting up their own business. So that's what I want to focus on at this point, because I think that I didn't share it enough with people about paying their house off, or they can go back and look at videos of how to pay their house off, how to pay their car off, how to pay personal loans. The information is already there. And I found out that it's 2 things that somebody gonna do. One, they're gonna take the information and they're gonna use it. Or they're gonna hear the information and put it to the side and continue on the course that they're on. If they have a car note that the people told them is 5 years that they're gonna pay it off, they're gonna stick with 5 years. Even though they can pay the same money and pay it off for 3 years, they're still gonna stick with the 5 years. So it's no more that I believe that I can do to steer somebody in another direction. They're gonna take it and move with it, or they're not. So now, like I said, from here on out and until something else comes to me, I want to focus on the ingredients of economics. One of the things that I did that I found out where I was at, and I do this quite often, is I add up all my household bills, and then on another piece of paper I add up everything that's going out, and I kind of see where I'm at. I do this on a regular. That way I can always, or at least try to say, okay, inside this equation I have such and such that I can save, or I have this much that I can invest. So I try to do that. And if I get to a point that I can't do that, something got to give, because I never want to be in a position that I have to live off what I make. So I always try myself. Now, that's another thing that I like to share with you all, that I don't share anything with anybody that I'm not doing, that I have not achieved, or did not work for me. I like to share things, what worked for me, how it worked for me. I don't want to give somebody information that I heard, because one thing that I do know about when we go off things that we heard or something that sounds good, most of the time it don't work, because I say to myself, I don't know about anybody else, when somebody telling me information that they have not put into action, the first thing that comes to me is, well, the stuff that you're giving me, why you didn't put it into action, so I'm just gonna blow it off. Now, not to say some things may do work, that information people give you that they're not doing it, some do, but I just don't want to hear it. That's just me. Now, if you want to hear it, that's fine, but I'm only going to share what works for me. So that's one of the things that worked for me, to make sure that I don't live above my means or even live right at my means. What I do is, on one hand, I add up everything that's going out, all the bills, all down to hygiene, food, cell phone, light, water, everything. I add all that up. Then I add up what's coming in. So what's coming in has to be much more than what's going out. I want what's going out to be here and what's coming in to be right here. So when things get right here or right here, I have to do some adjusting. And the thing about it is, it can get out of hand very fast and you're not even realizing it. Like, for instance, you could say, I got room to go and get me furniture on credit, or I got room to go and get me appliances on credit, or I got room to trade my car. It's small things too that can happen, and then at the end, when you do the equation that I'm talking about, you'll find out that it's lopsided and it's over here, or it's right here, that I have to take this check that I'm getting in order for the go over here, because I have to keep doing this in order to maintain the lifestyle that I'm living. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna share with you all on this journey. The ingredients of economics is to first take an evaluation, like I do myself. I haven't gotten to a point, and I don't think anybody has gotten to that point that I know of. Even rich people always take an evaluation to find out what's going out and what's coming in. I think that's the first thing that we need to do. So remember this, please. What you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I promise you this, if you stay on the journey with me, it'll be a life-changing situation. Thank you. See you next week.